Okay, let's get this show started. Okay, so, yes, what's up? Hey everybody, James here, and I'm just gonna fucking chat with you guys for a bit. Yeah, that's right. So I guess the big news that everyone's like, what? Blah, 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 is, the Varjo. A little bit hyped about it, not gonna lie, until I saw the damn thing. Actually, well, okay. The screen resolution. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. Fuck yes. However, there's a couple of things I noticed that I was like, what? Seriously? Do I need to buy somebody a fucking calendar? And yeah, I need to buy Varjo a fucking calendar. 90 hertz? Dude, my index was made in the Stone Age in VR years. Okay, this is a Stone Age device. Cavemen would hang out in VR chat with their indexes, right? Yeah. And it does 144 hertz. Okay, 144 hertz. That's kind of wicked. That's just straight up wicked. Okay? But it's old as shit. So why is this old as shit device still really one of the very rare headsets, and certainly the sort of common gaming headsets, that does 144 hertz? Guys, the Quest 2 you can just get for a song and a dance, and that does 120. 120 is a big step up from 90, dudes. 90 hertz? I consider 90 I'm not being a princess or any shit like that, okay? I'm not, I swear. But listen, I just feel for, you know how much this fucking costs in Canadian money? The Aero, that's gonna cost you, before tax, $2,855. With taxes, well over 300. And that's just, here's the shit though, okay? You still need base stations from Valve. What? Okay. So there's another chunk of money, a big chunk, by the way, because they're not cheap. And then, hey, I don't think it comes with controllers. So you're just like, hey, here's a fucking headset. Have fun doing nothing. So now you need controllers. What the fuck? That is so much money. Listen, I'm just a regular working person. You know what I mean? I have a regular job. My dad's not like a tin pod dictator somewhere. I have to just go to work and drive fucking trucks, okay? Who has that kind of money? I guess some of these guys do, who just seem to have unlimited money for some fucking reason. I don't know what they do for a living, something better than me. Whatever, I went to university, didn't matter. Whatever, I'm not bitter. But I'm just saying, for that much money, that's not a beggar's can't be chooser's price tag. At that point, dude, that much money, I don't want to fucking compromise, okay? And I feel like you're making compromises with the Varjo, and at that price tag, fuck you, no. 90 hertz? Okay, you can get past that. Looking at some of the other reviewers talking about it, the color replication's not that good. I feel like they've cranked the brightness on the display up so much that some of the colors are getting distorted. Orange, reds looked orange. You can see Tyrell Wood's video on that. Yeah, it looks amazing, but you're like, wow, why is the car a completely different color on the Aero versus the Index and the G2? I don't know. I don't like that. Not for that price tag, right? Everything is for that price tag, right? And I just feel like if I'm going to spend you could get for that price tag an obscenely powerful gaming PC, which you're going to need. By the way, you are going to need an obscenely powerful gaming PC to drive those fucking displays. Yeah, that's just such an expensive unit. And I feel like you're just not getting a no compromises item out of it. Yeah. The eye tracking's awesome. It's great to see that around. I know that, what other company, I can't remember the fucking name at the moment, doesn't matter, has it. Yeah, that's awesome. Or Cosmos Elite, is it? Is that the one? Or OcuEye something? I don't fucking remember. What's it matter? The point is, it's nice to see this becoming more common. Now we got 2 headsets that actually support that. So that's cool. And then, guess we'll see what Facebook has to say at the end of the month. I mean, there might not even be a headset there, right? I know everyone on YouTube is saying, there's going to be new headsets coming out, the Plus or the Pro, and shit, maybe. That'll be awesome. Because I'll tell you something, it's not going to be like $3,000 fucking dollars for one thing. And it probably will have a lot of those same features, and it'll probably do more than fucking 90 hertz. Even if displays aren't going to be as good, they're not going to be as good, right? Varjo's displays are out of this world. We know it. I'm just saying, I feel disappointed. Yeah, for that price tag, frankly, even if it delivered everything, I still couldn't afford the fucking thing, so what's it matter, right? But it'd be nice to just sort of see that there's this perfect option list out there. At least you can fantasize about it, right? The Index is expensive enough. Like in Canadian money, this thing was like $1,500 once all the taxes and shit was all done. That's a lot of money for just someone who just drives a truck, man. I'm just telling you. Where the Quest 2, $448 with taxes and all said and done. In my hands, $448. That's affordable, yeah. I mean, I have a fucking job. Yeah, I can afford that much money. Yeah, I think it's like the Index, at least. You know, if you're just talking about the headset itself, nothing else. I mean, you have that amazing microphone that we're listening to right now. That sounds so good for some fucking reason. That great positional audio. The Index is awesome, even despite the fucking thick, heavy, inflexible cable. I still love the damn thing. Yeah. I don't know. I think it actually held up pretty good. Considering the display's really not that high resolution, but if you had the right PC, if you had a good solid PC, and you can take advantage of 144 hertz, I think that would just be awesome. Like mine can't quite do it, really doesn't. But you know, it still looks good. I don't know. I'm just saying if you're gonna like sell to VR to your friends, which is like the hardest thing in the fucking world, isn't it though? Because like nobody who's not used VR ever fucking believes you that it's awesome. That's the most frustrating thing. I'm like, guys, this is amazing. It's not like it was in the 90s. The 90s is a long time ago. VR is awesome now. I get it. It sucked back then. But that's done. Now it's awesome. And more than that, it's fucking cheap. I can't go to somebody and be like, yo, check out this amazing VR experience for only thousands of dollars. They're going to be like, what the fuck? I'll just play my pancake games. And I don't blame them. But for 300 USD, that becomes a lot easier to sell. And more than that, on that Aero, I mean, I know, like, I get it. You're not going to drive displays like that over Wi-Fi. It's just not going to fucking happen. I get it. But from my perspective as a gamer, cables are fucking annoying. Even with my, like, roof-mounted pulley system, the Index cable still gets fucking annoying. And there are some games that just aren't that great on it because of that cable. Like, I'll say this about Legendary Tales, because you're doing so much spinning around because those fucking skeletons circle around you. That cable's going to get bound up. Another game I can see it being a huge pain in the ass in is the Beanstalker, which I showcased a couple of days ago. Where you're just sitting there rotating around this tree, that cable is just going to get more and more bound up. And you're going to have to stop your game and then unbind it. You know, is it worth it for the cool pluses of the Index? Yeah, sometimes. You know. Like, the Index is still my go-to headset. But there are some games I reach for my Quest 2. And those are two that I do. For games where you're seated, though, I love the Index. But mostly I play room scale, you know, and with the cable and the pulley mounted system I have, it's pretty good. You know, just some games it's bitchy. I guess that's my thought on the Aero. Yeah, it looks awesome. Yeah, I kind of wish I had one. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to pay for that. Like, not that price. If you already have an Index, and you've already got your controllers, you just got to find those dumb dongles. I forgot what they're fucking called. You know what I'm talking about. You have to get dongles now, and then, okay, and you got your base stations. And you can use the Index controllers, which I really love. I love the Index controllers. I think they're so much better than the Quest controllers. I don't fucking care what anybody says, okay? These are way nicer, way more comfortable, way more immersive controllers. I love the Index controllers, even though I recognize there's some potential problems with them. I think if I had that money, I still wouldn't get it. I don't know. Especially for VR, you really appreciate a high FPS. Like 90's fine. It's fine. But for $3,000 fucking dollars, I feel like I should do better than fine. You know what I mean? And everyone's kind of glossing over that. If they all cost about the same amount of money, You know what I mean? Or if it cost as much as like an index, you know, you'd be like, yeah, this is awesome. I'll put up with 90. But it's twice the fucking price of an index. And the index is already 3 times the price of a Quest 2. You have to actually have the money to buy this shit, dude. You can't just make it. Be like, hey, Varjo for everyone, yay! Everyone who's rich as fuck. I know. I'm not like a jealous person. I'm not. I swear to God, I'm not. It's not for me. And I can't seriously, like, if you had the money, you know, if you had that much money lying down, I'd be like, do you have a 3090 yet? I think you'll have more fun getting a 3090 than you would that headset. Yeah, get a Quest 2 and a 3090. You can have a fucking awesome time. Or an index if you're weird, like me. Or a Linux gamer, you're gonna want that index. Is that Varjo gonna fucking work in Linux? I don't know, probably not. Right? Still just the index as far as I know. It's disappointing, I think. I'm just not sold on this, dudes. That's way too much money. For like $1,000 less, if it was $2,000 instead of $3,000, I'd take a good look at it, but I'd still probably pass. Yeah. I'd be like, I better save up for that 3090 before I even touch that fucking thing. Look how high resolution it is. I don't doubt it's gorgeous. And the blacks, of course, OLED, right? So those blacks are gorgeous. I don't think the hype was there. I don't think it actually came through on it. I think it's an interesting headset for the super rich gamers, but I don't think you're getting that much out of it. I know, like, yeah, I give you that, like, things like the index, the resolution is not that sharp, and you can't see, if you look, you'll find screen door, you know, but I've never noticed it when I'm playing a game, or even just hanging around in VR chat. I have to be like, is that screen dooring a problem? And you look over at something, and you're like, yeah, okay, I can see it. Yeah, but again, if screen dooring really pisses you off, the Quest 2 would really, really have to look for screen doors on a Quest 2. Like you really do, right? And that's $300 USD. That's so fucking cheap. So that's kind of my thoughts on the Varjo. Awesome, but still way too much fucking money. Like, who are these fucking Finns that have that much money that they're like, yeah, this is for everyone. This is just regular old consumers. Oh, dude, what? Yeah, does it even come with speakers? Like, do we even have speakers like on the index? Even the Quest 2 gave you something that's usually good enough if the positioning audio is a bit blah. You know, yeah, it's good enough. Like, if the index wasn't really my primary gaming headset, I would have accessorized my Quest 2 more and got like some better headphones or something. You know, then that'll be better, right? You can, whatever warts there are with the Quest 2, you can just about fix all of them. Right? Yeah, I don't know. Varjo. Whatever. Try again next year, guys. I'm way more interested in what Oculus, Facebook, is going to come out with. Because here's the thing. Considering that Mark is like this super crazy rich guy, he seems to understand that not everybody is also in the same social class as him. Right? There's poor people. Poor people like VR too. I'm proof. I do okay. I do. I have enough money. I save my pennies. I get cool hardware, right? I mean, I have an index. How poor could I be, right? I'm obviously not poor, but I'm not that rich either. Yeah, and also I freeze my fucking ass off in the winter for that money. Whatever. But, getting myself distracted. My point is that what Facebook comes out with, even if they are basically higher end versions of the Quest 2, because that's kind of, I think, what we're going to be getting, right? Higher end versions of the Quest 2. I don't think they're going to discontinue the Quest 2. I think you're going to get improved versions of it. For more sort of high end stuff, they'll have like the face tracking and the eye tracking. I don't know. There's a lot of rumors and guesses, and I don't know how true they are. We're going to find out pretty soon, though. But whatever they come out with, it's not going to be $3,000 fucking dollars, is it? No, because Mark knows no one will fucking buy it for $3,000 fucking dollars. Like, what the shit? Varjo. Come on, man. Like, they're going to be a couple $100 extra for the higher end models. And it's going to be awesome. And you know what I bet? You know what I fucking bet? I bet Airlink is still going to fucking work on them. And I realize, yeah, even with the Quest 2, which has some actually pretty nice displays, okay? Let's not be fucking princesses about it. They're good displays. Probably better than the indexes in some ways. I realized as soon as you turn on AirLink, you lose all that resolution, right? Then you get the compression and all that, and a lot of the sharpness just goes away if you're running over AirLink. I get it. But for gaming, it's so convenient, right? And like that's why I have a VR headset, because I want to enter these virtual real worlds, forget that I'm in a shitty world, and have fun elsewhere. So if we're sometimes having a tethers and sometimes having the better graphics isn't worth the hassle of having my immersion breaking by me having to take off my headset and untangle the fucking cable. Sometimes I just want to play my fucking game. And if things like a touch soupy once in a while from the compression, what a big deal. You only really notice if you're looking for it. That's my point. Is once you're immersed into the game and doing whatever it is, you don't really notice you're not going to notice the screen door in the index or the compression artifacts on the Quest 2's AirLink. You're just not. You're going to have fun. You're going to be shooting and whatever crazy stuff you do, right? And even with something super high resolution like that new Varjo, I feel like there's like a diminishing return, right? Yeah. And you just get used to it, right? But you'll never get used to that fucking cable. It will always annoy the shit out of you. So yeah, really, I hate to say it, but it's Oculus, man. It's what they're coming out with is going to be the real thing. If they are coming out something on the 28th, I think it is, whatever it is, it's going to be something that I can afford to buy. And because I can afford it, I'm going to buy it. And I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. I'm really fantasizing about something sub $1,000 that will have the eye tracking and then the facial expression tracking. I think that would be so awesome. Put in a couple other little improvements here and there. It's going to be so much fucking fun. Actually, speaking of Oculus though, there's some shitty stuff about them. You guys remember a while back, it would have been more than a month ago, I had a Quest 2 that had the charge port melt. Well, I'm irritated to report that they've still done jack shit about it. They're like, hey, don't use it. Well, how the fuck would I fucking use it? The charge port's melted, dummies. Like what? How much battery life do you think is in that fucking thing? The charge port melted. Obviously, I'm not gonna fucking use it. Okay? That was it. So I'm like, okay, well, clearly it's fucked, right? Here's my receipt. I sent them everything. I still don't even have the shipping information. Still no fucking RMA number. It's been over a month. Oh, Oculus dudes, their support is the fucking worst, man. Why is it so bad? How fucking hard is it to send me an RMA number? And here's the thing. It's a month still, no RMA number. Okay. So eventually they are going to send me this RMA number and I'll ship it out to them. How long are they going to sit on it before sending me the replacement? How long is that? When I had problems with my index controllers, it took about 3 weeks to a month, and then I had new controllers. That was with Index, or Valve, and their support would reply basically once a day. So they'd ask you a question or something, and then you'd reply, and then the next day you get an answer. They had one minor thing, they got part of my address wrong or something, and it caused a couple extra days of delay, but it wasn't a big deal. And it came pretty quick, and it was actually an okay experience. It's annoying it had to happen, but that's sort of VR in general, and the Index is admittedly a finicky little bitch. So yeah, that was pretty good. I wasn't frustrated from that experience. Oculus though, holy shit, I am fed up with those guys. I'm thinking about just going to small claims court and getting a refund. Because at that point, how fucking long? Alright, so that's that. It's annoying on a device that's, at least it wasn't like I didn't pay $3,000 for it, right? So, there you go. Now you know where they cut the corners. On the support. It's a pain in the ass. You get the cheap price, great specs, good unit, but their support's fucked. And they don't give a shit about you as a customer. That stinks. I guess everyone these days is super hyped to talk about Resident Evil 4 on the Quest 2. I never played the Resident Evil games. I looked at some reviews, I'm like, hey, that looks pretty fun. Graphics look good. Especially for that humble Quest 2, that Adreno 650 is a little champion. It really is. Yeah, it doesn't look as good as my PC, but like, look on the size of my video card. My video card like weighs more than the Quest 2 does, probably. With all that heat piping and shit. Well, actually, I have a laptop, so it probably doesn't. But my old PC video cards probably would have weighed more. And your 3090 probably weighs more than 500 grams. I have no idea, but I bet it does. It looks good. I don't know if I'm going to get it. But I think if you're a fan of Resident Evil, man, I'd probably snap that up. But I do like the idea of taking like some really good classic games, making VR ports of them. Especially if they do a good job like they did with Resident Evil 4. All the reviewers were really impressed by the quality of work done to bring it to VR. You could tell it was a port, but it did not play like a port. It played like a proper VR game. I think that's super important. And I'm glad that's how it worked out. I'm happy for the fans of the series. And I'm happy that they successfully ported this over. I hope it sells well and they make plenty of money, because that's a pretty cool thing. Are there other awesome games I'd love to have ported over to VR? You bet your ass. So let's see if maybe this is a trend that continues. And if Resident Evil 4 is successful, can we see other titles getting treated similarly? I hope so. You do a good job, it's good. Even the old Borderlands 2 VR port, which is way one of my earlier videos, I thought that was pretty playable, man. Unless you have a Quest 2, which fucking sucks. Right. But anyway, I thought the game was fun in VR. I think they did a pretty good job. Especially the driving controls were oddly good. So yeah, a lot of these VR ports are good. I'd like to see more of it, because if it's a cheaper way to get a game in the hands of VR, then that's kind of where we're at, right? Because all our games, for the most part, are indie games. I personally love that, because I love indie games. I'm an indie gamer, I really am. So I don't really mind having a selection of amazing, fun indie games, but sometimes, you know, the big titles are really good. That's a giant ball of maple syrup. Holy shit. That's diabetes right there, fellas. Stay away. And a pumpkin, because it's fucking Halloween. Now, I say fucking Halloween like I have a problem with Halloween. I don't really know. It's not my season, dudes, but I gotta tell you. That means there's a Halloween VR sale coming up. Oh, a VR sale. Yeah, that's right. The spooky sales or something. Oh, I'm going to buy so many fucking games. It's going to be awesome. That's why you got to have PC VR, dudes. Because Valve will throw fucking games at you. You betcha. I'm excited for that. There's no titles in particular I'm looking for. But I have like 25 fucking games on my wish list. I'm just going to go find them all. If anything even remotely I'm interested in, say, I'm going to buy it. That's PC gaming, bro. That's PCMR in a nutshell. You got to grow that collection. That's right. Actually, to go back to the Varjo for a moment, if you guys have seen some of the comparisons, again, Tyrell Wood's comparison there, and he does say that a lot of the ghosting and sort of effects you just don't see. It's just that the lens type doesn't capture well. Okay, so I can forgive that. Is that me, or is that like the G2? Does that look good still, or what? What a wacky headset. It's too bad it's like that Windows mixed reality. I don't think I would ever get a Windows mixed reality. That's a little too weird, man. But out of them, I have to say the G2 kind of holds up. Yeah, that's a nice headset. Like, it is a nice headset. And the colors looked bright and sharp. Text was good. It was actually pretty hard to tell which looked better. Tyrell swears it's the Aero. I'm going to believe him. I believe him. Either way, I kind of feel like if you already had the G2, then the Aero could not possibly be worth the upgrade. I mean, it's all preference. It's all just preference, but oh, that price tag, that's not preference. That's a fucking lot of money. If you remember another earlier video of mine where I reviewed those VR wave lenses, well, I still haven't received the version 2 of the index lenses yet. There was a problem with shipping, and it ended up getting returned to them. I got in contact with them, and they're saying, yeah, something went wrong. We don't know what, but we're going to send you out some new lenses. It's going to be fine. Please be patient. Okay. Whatever, right? Mistakes happen. It's not a big deal as long as I eventually get them. I am looking forward to reviewing those because the index is just not a great system to wear glasses with. You know what I mean? Because you already got this weird double lens thing it does that kind of sucks, honestly. and then you put a third one in, and then you just get a lot of glare that you actually wouldn't get if you had the proper prescription lenses, which is one thing. Even though I couldn't actually use the original VR Wave lenses I got, I did notice the glare was way reduced. So that's pretty sweet. So I'm hoping that as long as these are wearable, you know, that it wasn't 130 bucks flushed down the toilet. I'll be giving a review of that for sure. I really hope it turns out to be awesome. That said, I don't find glasses as annoying on the Quest 2, because the Quest 2 doesn't have that glare display, right? It looks good. So I kind of don't really care that much with the Quest 2. It would be nice to not have to wear the spacer, but getting those lenses is no guarantee you don't need the spacer, because they still stick out a little bit. And you kind of don't really know until you've put them on and tried it out. And if you still have to wear, if you still have to use the spacer, you're still losing a bit of FOV, which isn't the end of the world, honestly. You kind of get used to it, right? After a while, you don't notice. I still feel like, you know, if you were like going for that super high-end VR experience, I feel like, you know, maybe you still get the Pimax. I don't know. I've never used the Pimax. I've never even been in the physical presence of one. So I don't know. But I know that Pimax has that insanely good FOV. And then 4K per eye. I kind of feel like if you really want the best of the best, I still think maybe you should just get a goddamn Pimax. I don't know. I mean, that's just looking at specs. I don't know what they're actually like to use. Each sort of VR headset has their fans, you know, like BMF VR is obsessed with Quest 2. I get it. I totally get it. I love my Quest 2 as well. Or thrill seekers like me, Index, the Mystical, he likes his Pimax. So there's different strokes, right? And I figure you got to be really rich if the Aero is your favorite. Oh well, whatever. Anyway, guys, I guess I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't really seem to have all that much to say outside of sort of yammering about the Varjo, which again, disappointing in my opinion. If it did even 120 hertz, I'd be like, yummy. I'm just not sold, you know? Nah. It's cool, and if you have the money, hey, go for it. Live your life. But yeah. Anyway, guys, I think that's it. So I will catch you later. Love ya. Mwah.